going on, guys? Laces Out Podcast. Week 4 is here. And who's with me? Yeah, that's right. We got Waterboy with me. Not J-Bunk didn't make it. Now, I don't know if it's because he's just bombing on his picks, on his boomer bus, or if he's got stuff going on. But right now, on today's episode, it's October 1st, we have Waterboys. What's going on, man? I think you're muted right now.
Oh, Lord, how about now? We're there?
You're good now. What's going on?
Man, just glad to be here. Hate we're missing Mr. J-Bunk and our guest speaker, Hexorcist, but hey, we'll make it through.
Yeah, I think we'll be okay. But yeah, always missing Hexorcist and J-Bunk. You know, I think J-Bunk's just running from those that 0-6 record. Yeah, it could be, but either way,
I did see him at the Greyhound station earlier. I wondered, but I just said he's got it figured out.
He'll figure it out. Exactly. I mean, I will say, though, still slipping on our fantasy football in one of our leagues, at least. I mean, it's not all of our leagues. Just in one league in particular, I don't know if it's just the co-host of the Laces Out podcast is cursed or what's going on, but eventually, I will say after week 4, we will have a win eventually in one of the co-hosts because they're playing each other. Waterboys and J-Bunk is going after each other this week, so we'll see. I don't know, man. Do you think you or J-Bunk's going to come out on top on that one?
I'm going to have to at least pick myself. Everybody watched a good game last night. James, RB1 Robinson, coming up with a good game, man, So, but then again, Mr. Bunk on the other side had Mr. Tyler Boyd and put up some good points. But should be a good game. I got to go with the home team here, though.
he said he threw in Tyler Boyd in his flex because he saw Higgins was out, which was a good call. As you saw, Boyd actually put up some decent numbers as a flex play. So, but anyway, let's go back to see what happened in week 3. We had a crazy game-winning field goal by Justin Tucker from the Baltimore Ravens against the Detroit Lions. I mean, the Lions can't catch a break. And then you also had a crazy play, 109 yards by Agnew. Took it to the house, which was unreal. Like, what really shocked you, or what player stood out? What game, was your game in week 3?
Man, I had to go back to the Ravens and the Lions. 66-yard record-breaking field goal. Insane. Only happened in Detroit. And they get there because of a conversion on 4th and 19 on a day, Mr. Lamar Jackson was pretty much 50% on completion, 16 of 31. Mm-hmm. And you let him convert 4th and 19, and you let him get with a 66-yarder to beat you in your house. That is ridiculous.
It's just
cannot believe it.
The Lions just do what they did. And I don't know if you've seen, but Justin Tucker did that also. I don't know, a few years back or whatever. He did it to the Lions again. And that's the second time hitting a game winner for them in Detroit. And he basically was like, I need to get a house out here because, this city loves me. So,
and they should. He can buy them cheap because there's not a fan for miles over there.
That is true. And they're miles and miles away. That's for sure. I know some Lions fans, and right now they're not happy, which they never are.
Hey, if you were the Lions fan, would you be happy?
I
understand.
Run off
the greatest of all time.
No, especially if you're a Lions fan and you're seeing Matthew Stafford ball out for the Rams. That's just another kick in the nuts, especially just seeing wow, that's who we had, and we just gave them up, and we got Goff instead. So, their definitely hearts are broken, I'm sure. But anyway, let's get into week 4. So, is there any game that you see in week 4 that's, kind of standing out with you?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at the Vikings and the Browns. I think it should be a high-scoring affair. Just looking at Cousins, multiple touchdowns. I think the last 8 in a row in 11 out of 12 games. So they're really relying on Cousins. You've got who's going to be playing running back? Is it Madison? Is it Cook?
Yeah.
You don't know. And on the other side, you got the Browns defense really looking good, but they're going to be stopping the run. So you can see them putting it back on Cousins and again, back on the Vikings. I think, they're 28th in the league on yards against the pass. So Mayfield should be airing it out, and maybe Chubb and Hunt might be taking a back seat, and this goes to an air show here. Who knows?
It definitely could. I mean, we haven't really seen Baker throw much. He hasn't had to. I mean, the run game has been working the whole time. So if you're right and the Vikings do stop that, Chubb Hunt game, it comes down to the arm of Baker Mayfield, and you've seen him in times where he can pull some great plays off, but also when it comes to the game on the line, you saw him throw that interception to lose the game against the Chiefs, and it comes down to that. If it comes down to Baker Mayfield, it's going to be a tough one, because right now, the last time it came down to him, he lost them the game. So
I wouldn't want him on my team coming down for me, but for fantasy purposes and scoring points, he's gonna sling it around, and I don't think the Vikings will be able to do a whole lot about it.
No, their secondary hasn't been looking good. So if anything, especially with OBJ coming back as well, you saw him. He had the debut last week, looked good. He got his yards. He's gotten his targets. And then obviously the dual threat of the tight ends, Austin Hooper, and also David Njoku. So, yeah, we'll see. I mean, he definitely got a little bit more targets on the field now since OBJ's back. And, and Baker Mayfield also looked decent in week 1 against the Chiefs, but which was another kind of tough secondary. I know when they played week 1, they didn't have Tyrann Mathieu, but still, it's kind of same look. And, we might be able to see Baker Mayfield air some out. But, yeah, I think I'm going to switch on over for my game that kind of speaks out to me in week 4 is the division game, which is the Rams-Cardinals. This is both 3-0 teams. One of them has to lose. Who's it going to be? Who's going to be the leader of that division? And it comes down to just offense. I think it's going to go back and forth the whole time. Both of these guys have high-powered offenses. You see the Rams, Matthew Stafford airing it out, not just to Cooper Kupp. We haven't really seen Woods much, but Van Jefferson, he's also a threat for them. Deshaun Jackson. And then going back, looking on the other side, you have Arizona. You got a Hopkins. You have Kirk. You got a bunch of receivers there, and who knows? And I will say the Cardinals defense actually looks pretty decent too. So
they do, but remember, Mr. Nuke will be up against Mr. Ramsey if Nuke is healthy. He's not practiced a lot this week. Been out with rib injuries, so is it going to slow him down? Or are they going to put Kirk or Rondale Moore? A resurgence of A-grade AJ Green last week. Maybe he comes up this week, and he's the star player.
Yeah, he was definitely efficient. Same thing with Rondale Moore. Look out for him, since, like you said, really the guy who might be locked down is DeAndre Hopkins if he plays. Now, if he doesn't play, then take away their second receiver, because Ramsey's going to be guarding him. So, yeah, I could see it's going to be a tough time for the Cardinals. I will say I don't think they're going to be putting up as much points as they had against these other teams that they faced in the first 3 weeks. But still a decent offense. So, I definitely don't want to count out Kyler. I'm playing against them. And I still feel good that the Rams are going to play well against them. They might get maybe a pick or two. And also the pass rush is good. But Kyler Murray has done some acrobatic stuff here in the first 3 weeks. So, it's one of those games that's a toss-up. And I'm still leaning toward the Rams just because they're a little bit more of a complete team when it comes to offense and defense. But the Cardinals are no joke, so I think this game's going to be a nice one.
I agree. Actually, hitting on Murray there, his rushing yardage is almost cut in half between last year and this year. But they're still putting up a lot of points, or the defense is finally starting to respect his arm and accuracy. It appears so. They're one of the highest scoring teams in the league.
I can see it. I mean, you see it. I mean, the first week he hit Nuke, 2 or 3 times in the end zone. Like, he's got it, man. Like they're both great quarterbacks. Don't get me wrong, but Kyler is something else. And like you said, I think they're respecting his arm now. But so that's week 4 games. Before we get into the most popular thing in this show, which is the boom or bust, let's talk a little bit about best foods for NFL Sunday. You know, this is one of the days where it's like, okay, unlimited funds. What are we doing with Sunday? We have a bunch of friends coming over. What is the move? What you would do, Waterboy? What is the go-to food that you would have? And appetizers, let me know.
I mean, do you want the whole spiel, or are we just looking for a couple particular items?
I want to see what the whole spread is. Let's hear.
Oh Lord, we ain't got enough time on the show, sir.
Okay, fine. A quick in a nutshell. What would it be?
You know, I mean, I'm telling you, this they don't go together, but an all-time classic for myself is a true taco bar. The whole spread, lettuce, salsa, sour cream, cheese, multiple meats. My Lord, where does it stop? But something that's kind of underrated, but people seem to really enjoy in this area of the neck of the woods is deviled eggs. Ooh. You can do so much with them.
Yeah.
No pickles, pickled jalapenos, throw a little bacon. You can smoke the eggs. I mean, it's limitless. And I really think deviled eggs is an underrated Sunday game day food, but guaranteed, folks, if you make them, they'll be disappeared. But you got to top them with the little red dust, the paprika, to make it right.
Go. All right. That is a shock. I've not heard deviled eggs as NFL Sunday.
But hey, do you like deviled eggs?
I do.
See, there you go. We're 100% accuracy on deviled eggs right now.
As of right now, we are 100%. I think, Mike, I mean, obviously you got wings, right? Like the wings got to be there. So that's my favorite food already. So any kind of wings, I mean, of course, we would love multiple flavors. You know, you throw in the lemon pepper, you get some dry rub on that. You got some hot, you know, even if you want to spice things or, you know, take a little bit of a different route, go teriyaki. I know that's Brady's favorite. So any kind of flavors, I would love just multiple different kinds. For me though, also it's got to be which complements your taco bar. We might have to do something real soon. Let's also get some queso and chips. I mean, that is the go-to in my opinion for appetizers. You got the queso with the chips, and then of course we got the wings. And after that, I'm full. I can't even do anymore. But also throw in a little bit of celery and carrots with the ranch. It's a nice touch.
But I'm a blue cheese kind of guy, so you put in the blue cheese, and
both.
Hey, we got both.
I'm not blue cheese.
Slice of,
but I understand.
And I can go with the ranch. Throw some sliced cucumbers. Man, you've got a complete meal. Just wow, amazing.
I mean, let me know, guys, what you guys think of what's your NFL Sunday food. Just let us know in the comments what you guys think. But we will move on to the popular segment of our show, which is the boom or bust, which sadly I'm about to show the records. I don't really want to do this, but I'm about to go pull them up on the screen. Boom, there they are. It is Discounts, which is myself, 2-4. Jay Bunk, who's not here. There's a reason. He's 0-6. Waterboy also 2-4, and Hexer Sitch, which is our guest every now and then. He's 1-3. Now, guys, we didn't show you what his picks were in the past. He picked a couple guys, they lost. That's all you need to know. He's 1-3. So we will keep his record with us. But and, you know, any thoughts on literally none of us hitting the boom or bust?
Nothing. We're just totally off the mark. Couldn't be further apart.
I mean, it just comes to, you know, you're just watching this for entertainment, guys. I mean, you're watching this and you're like, you know what? These guys are just off right now. We're going opposite of these guys. So anytime they say this is a bust, put them in your lineup, and then boom, opposite. But who's your boom this week, man?
My boom, we're gonna turn back the clock a little bit here.
Okay.
We'll go with OBJ, Cleveland. And kind of alluded to earlier, really thinking it's going to be a high-scoring game with the Browns and the Vikings. They're dang near dead last defending the pass. I'm going to go OBJ blowing the top off this week.
I like it. I mean, like you said, if the Vikings do somehow stop that Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt combo, I mean, he's got to throw it, and you already see OBJ's feeling good, looking good. I like that boom play, and his projection is 11.6. So, guys, for those who are just tuning in, the boom play, you have to have at least 5 points over for it to be correct. So, since he's projected 11.6, Waterboy needs OBJ need to be 16.6 for it to be counted as a boom and positive toward his record. So I like that boom play. My boom play this week, I'm going Travis Kelce, and that's why the reason why is because I just don't think they're respecting him. I mean, there's only one time. Let me just start over. 14.8 is his projection, which there's only one time out of these 3 weeks that he's hit under 14.8, and that was like a 13-point game. So, Kelce, 14.8, I still don't think they're respecting his line, respecting how big of a difference at tight end he is, and I think they're just going to hit him a lot. It's going to be close. We'll see. But I'm going Kelce as my boom.
Kelce, he's always a boom.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. Like, the only thing, I just can't believe they don't have him around, like, 16, 17 points as projections anymore. Like, right now, they're keeping it down. They're keeping it low. But I think that's an easy boom, in my opinion.
Okay.
Now, bust. Who do you have at busting this week?
Well, it's kind of a bust. I'm going to have to go with the whomever starts. Staying on my Browns and Vikings. Whoever starts, is it going to be Madison, Cook? They're going to bust against this Cleveland defense. I mean, they're pretty much, again, bottom of the league for points allowed versus running backs. They're not going to go far. They're going to get a few touches trying to get the pressure off Cousins, but I can see Cousins, kind of throwing in there, as I do once in a while, bonus boom. Cousins with the 3 or 4 touchdown game. He's gonna blow up over Cleveland here and just put it on him. They're gonna wonder why they gave the man, what was it, $60 or $70 million guaranteed. Maybe he's gonna finally show them this year.
I see it, man. I really do. I mean, it's kind of put in front of you. I mean, the Browns have been stopping that run, in even a pass rush. So even if he's dinking dunking, which I just picked up this man on tight end, which is another good tight end. Guys, if you guys need a tight end, he's probably on your waiver wire, is Conklin, the Vikings tight end. He's looking good right now. He's been just the check down guy for Kirk Cousins, and which is really good, especially when Dalvin was out. Obviously, he checked down a lot to Conklin, but also to Madison. It's not like Madison didn't touch anything, but the thing is, Cleveland Browns have a decent defense. You can ask Justin Fields as of last week, and he was on his back the whole time. So we'll see if the Vikings can hold up to even throw the ball, but I can definitely see Dalvin Cook or Alexander Madison busting. I will say the projection for Dalvin Cook is 19.1, so we are going to keep that as the bust for Madison as well. So we're just going to keep it 19.1 because just about when anytime Dalvin Cook's out, Madison gets the same amount of numbers what Cook would have got either way. So we'll keep that at 19.1. Now
what
my
are you
bust,
thinking on your end?
My bust, I'm going to have to go sadly to my team, which is good. I benched him. Damien Harris, man. He's going up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and everyone knows that run defense is real, and they are the truth because they stop everybody. So until they prove me wrong and can't hold up a stop on a running back, but right now every time they play they stop the running back, so I'm gonna keep that streak alive with Damien Harris. You saw Damien Harris really didn't even get worked in last week at all. I think he got me like 2 points or something. I started him, didn't use him enough because they were back and they had to throw a lot, and James White got hurt, so they threw in another pass catcher. Damien Harris just did not get any really touches, so I'm going to say that repeats again, especially against this great Buccaneers defense. And
I agree. I think this will look like a high school football game with TB12.
Yeah,
I can see this just getting out of hand. You know, because what's he 80 yards short of the yardage record?
Yeah, they're about to break a record this Sunday, so.
Oh man, he's going to put it on Belichick and company, and there's going to be another tea party in Boston, but it's going to be rivers of sadness from the crew.
Well, Mac Jones, I mean, he's got to throw the ball against Tampa. I mean, now we'll say Mac Jones might play okay. I don't think he's going to play, amazing. I would say he's going to play. I think, like you said, it's going to be rough for the Patriots. But I will say, hey, if you have those receivers for the Patriots, Jacoby Myers, anyone that is worth starting or flex worthy, throw those guys in because they're going to be on the field a lot and they're going to have to throw just about every time because I feel like Tampa Bay is going to hop on quick.
For sure.
But yeah, man, that is our boom and bust, and Bunk has not submitted the boom or bust yet. I will say I think Hex did. Let me look his up real quick. I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah, he said his boom is Calvin Ridley, which is projected 13.1, so he's going to have to get 18.1, which they're not facing the best team. I think they're facing Washington. Am I correct? The Falcons.
That's correct.
So yeah, they haven't really been showing the best really defense, and everyone was hyping up Washington before this season, and they really have not showed up. And he's also saying the bust is Marquise Brown at 10.7. Now I'm gonna have to rebuttal this real quick because Marquise Brown, he dropped 2 touchdown passes last week. I watched the game. I seriously watched him drop 2 touchdown passes. If he would have caught that, I don't even think the Lions would have been in that game. I think that game was a fluke. I think these guys are saying the Lions are keeping it in games and stuff. I just think the Ravens were absolutely better. Lamar Jackson put the ball in. I know you were saying a stat earlier, like he only had 50% completion, but this
16 of 31, just above. Excuse me.
Right. So
Sir?
he wasn't hitting his marks, but the times that
I seen it. He hit him in the hands twice.
And that was Marquise Brown.
Twice.
So having him bust again, that's kind of crazy to me. I don't think he's going to bust 2 weeks in a row. Usually you kind of get out of that funk after you have a bad game. You kind of want to, do a little bit better. But I don't know. Hexer just has him, Marquise Brown, so he's throwing the hex on him, I guess. We'll see. But I don't know about that.
He's planning on Jackson not playing after sitting out practice.
That's true. Well, he was a full participant today, which was good. So I'm looking forward to him playing Sunday. If he doesn't, I'm going to have to figure out something. I'm going to have to throw a QB in my quarterback because Lamar's my guy. But anyway, But that's it, I think. Anything you want to touch up on?
Man, this is totally, if we got a script, off script for a homer. What about the Panthers versus the Cowboys this week? Just give us the hometown, your thoughts on the game.
To be completely honest, I think this game's going to be a
real close. Yeah, I want you to be honest.
I think it's going to be a real close one.
Okay.
And but this is the only reason why I think it's going to, there's 2 ways this game can go. One's going to be a real close game. The other one's not, right? The only way I think it's going to be a blowout is if Dallas comes out firing early. Now, we've seen the Panthers do that. So the Panthers in the last 3 weeks have been starting off pretty hot, minus the Houston game. I don't want to throw that in. But the first 2 games of the season, they started hot. They got it going, but then they kind of coasted. As soon as they got a decent lead, they started coasting. So you've seen Dallas. They've played every team they played. It was close. Every game has been close, or their offense is just great. So they put up a fight with Tampa, which was crazy. The opening day, obviously for the NFL, and they're showing fight. So I really think they're here. So I think without having J.C. Horn, without having McCaffrey, I think it brings them down, or it brings the Panthers where I think they were up here compared to the Cowboys. It brings them back down to where they're right there at each other. So it comes down to Dak. If he can just hit the open guys, obviously we don't have our top 2 corners in. We'll have Jackson. We possibly have C.J. Henderson if he plays from the Jacksonville trade we had earlier this week. And we also have A.J. Boye trying to step up and play as well. So we'll see. If I were to bet on the game, I do say that the Cowboys win this game. Sadly. I think the Cowboys win, but I will say I think it's going to be a close one. It won't surprise me if the Panthers do win, though. So that's my take. As a homer, I'm still thinking the Cowboys win this game. We'll see. What is your take, though? I mean, what do you think?
Man,
with the outside looking in,
what is your take, man? I mean, I'm going to tell you, I done lost a few dollars on the Panthers and Darnold and the Panthers. And I didn't believe in Darnold. I didn't believe in Rule. 100% honest. I just did not believe in him. He's kind of proven me a little bit wrong. So I can see, I mean, they're slated for the 3rd highest scoring game of the week, along with a plethora of others. So I think the Panthers still lose, but it's not a blowout. I can see them covering the spread. And sir,
you said within a touchdown. I think the spread. I think the line is around like 4.5.
Yeah. I say within a touchdown. I can see them covering it. And if they win, I'd be like, holy cow, man! They're kind of headed in the right direction. Mm-hmm. So maybe this is the week Anderson gets the grease here. He's been hollering. Not a lot of targets. Moore's been leading them. Hubbard, I think he'll be bottled up. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I definitely can see that. And like you said, if they win, if the Panthers win, that just makes all the Panthers fans that much more excited whenever McCaffrey comes back and we're all full force. And it sucks that J.C. Horn probably won't come back for a while, but just seeing him play that he did in the first 3 weeks made me excited. So whenever he comes back, I'm happy for the Panthers. We're looking good. We're looking good. So now we got a true test on Sunday, so we'll see. But keep pounding, that's for sure. We're 3-0. Hopefully we can keep the streak alive.
Well, good luck to everyone.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. Well, that's it for week 4 of the Laces Out podcast. We'll see you guys in week 5. Good luck to all you guys in your fantasy football leagues. Except for you, Pete. Go fuck yourself. We'll see you guys later.
I love it.